Medalla with the number 70, the 79 of Stephen La Rochelle. Jim Blue with the 27B, the 68 of Ron Johnson. Harold Robitaille with the 3, and Gil Twing with the number 98. The 2012 season is underway as the green flag flies for the first time tonight. Field working up through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of slip sliding up there as a little bit of liquid laid down here for dust control and put some tack back into the track into turn 3 for the first time under green. Works the outside of Morris. He'll take over third. Hang on, Morris. He'll go around in turn 4. The 84 of Scott Morris around in turn 4. And that's our first checkered flag holder of the evening and the season. Awaits, it's Murphy leading the way down the backstretch for the final time. Here comes Meltz. He's going to look low as they go to turn 3. On the inside, it's Meltz. On the outside, it's Murphy. Murphy going to lead him off the corner as Murphy will lead the way to checkers. Talking about a nicely prepared automobile, that hatch machine, real sharp looking and great craftsmanship on that as well. As he works up on the outside, he's going to work on the runner-up spot now as he and Cody will go side by side here off of turn 4. Foot on the gas up through 3 and 4. James Hatch working the outside as they come down off the corner. They are side by side when they hit the stripe. 5 laps in, and when they get to turn 1, you've got a new leader. Then there goes Stickles around in a knot over in turn 2. He sits back there in 4th spot. Final time off turn 4, coming down to the line. This time it'll be checkers for James Hatch. As he salutes out the window, Hatch, your winner. As they come down, looks like they're going to go green down off of turn number 4. Green is out. The 29 up on the grid, that is Ricky Duzlak. A return to racing by Ricky Duzlak. Chad Jezio, our defending champion in the 25. Robbie Speed in the Speed's Garage number 24. Paul La Rochelle in the 78. The 311 of Flying Brian Keogh. As we come down off of turn number 4. Bringing him down to put lap number 1 on the board in yellow light. 17 and Nick Hill Jr. down on the inside of row number 1, ready to fire with him as they come off of turn number 4. Green is out. Robbie Speed, 2-time champion, back there in 4th spot. This field is loaded as now the 78 of La Rochelle works down low on Ricky Duzlak. 2 competitors out of the Commonwealth, make it 3 right together there is Vic Hopkins, the winner of last year's Bubba Tanner Memorial event, right there in the mix. Ready to go back to green as they come down off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch they run. Green is out. Down to turn number 1 they go, and something letting go down here on the Hilt machine sends Paul La Rochelle spinning and making contact up in turn number 1 with the outside retaining wall.
There you go, fans. It's been 6 months since we've seen the modifieds grace the Valley of Speed. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, Steve Huff's going to lead them off, and we are going to go green for the first time here in 2012. Here we go, race fans. Green flag is out as they head up to the east end of the Speedway for the first time. Steve Huff will have the advantage as they head down the 4 coming down here as Mark Flag leads that, but Keith Flag right behind him. Donnie Carrella's going to go to the inside of Keith Flag for the 4th spot as they head through turn number 2. The electrifying DC is going to get the spot, and he's going to continue to look to send a charge through the field. J.R. Hefter now going to look to try to take away the 5th spot from Keith Flag as he heads to the inside. Hefter on the inside, Flag on the outside. Here comes Hefter, but Flag will shut the door as they complete lap number 3. Carrella's going to go to the inside of Flag as they head through the west end. Cross flags now out for Steve Huff. 4 are in, 4 remain here in this first big car, big block modified heat race of the evening. As they head to the east end, Carrella's going to get inside. Car slipping up the banking just a little bit. That is the 43 out of the west end this time. Here comes the 34 of Steve Huff. He's going to see parallel flags this time. 2 laps to go for the 34 car. A great battle for the 3rd spot as Mark Flag leads them nose to tail. We got something going away on the 77F. The car goes up in smoke. The Flak attack having some trouble here in this heat race with just 2 laps remaining, giving away his 3rd position. Green flag is out and up into turn number 1 and 2. The Kingfish going to have the advantage. But the car making moves on the outside now is the Garrity Asphalt reclaiming car number 34 of Andy McKetty. He is quickly up to the 4th spot and looks to take 3rd away from the 98 of Colby Schroeder, and he does. Andy McKetty up into the top 3 early in this 8-lap heat race. 3 laps now remaining. Mike King, your leader. Andy McKetty just sticks his nose in front of the 77J, but J.C. Flack using that outside Lebanon lane to have the advantage, and the car now goes up fully in smoke. As McKetty goes around the outside of him, J.C. Fleck slows yellows on the Speedway as they head to the west end. McKetty going to look to use the high lane, but Mike King shuts the door on him through turn number 4 with the parallel flags come out. The 55 is your leader, but here comes McKetty on the inside. McKetty goes to the front of the field. Andy McKetty, your new first place man.
Meanwhile, the inside lane now working here for Peter Carlotta as he gives it a charge down low. Carlotta looking for racing room on the inside of Michael Sabia. Sabia will give it to him there in turn number 2 as he goes to the high side. And here comes Peter Carlotta digging low. They'll be wheel-to-wheel up into turn number 3, and Sabia now, he'll thread the needle, makes the outside-inside maneuver as race leader Hunt drifted wide, and we've got a new race leader. It's Michael Sabia. Challenge after challenge, lap after lap. Here's the white flag is out now. Jake Jelly moving into the picture with the 25 car. Michael Sabia, Peter Carlotta, Jake Jelly all grouping up tight off of turn number 2. One more bid, one final time down the back straightaway. Here is Peter Carlotta. Keeps his foot in it big, but Sabia will keep him at bay off of turn number 4. Michael Sabia will lead down to the stripe. Here they are. Checkers are out, and the win goes to Michael Sabia. For the final lap of the action. Look at this going on. Hot and heavy continuing. That race for third place on the back bumper of second place man Nick Hoteling between Bemis and Hall. Meanwhile, checkered flag coming out here. And the win goes to Willie Knight. The race for second, third, and fourth.
Palmer taking a high line. He'll try and go to 4th at the expense of the 24 of Divine. They come down off of turn 4. Up front, it's still all Phil Wood showing the way here with the 82 car. Lou Ganser now has got his hands full as the 27 of Ray Hall Sr. is right there in 3rd. Then side by side, here's Relier. Little wiggle on the outside by the 29 of Palmer. That costs him 4th. Relier back to 4th. He's knocking on the door, or at least the quarter panel of Ray Hall as they get down into turn number 3. They come off of turn number 4. Now Relier has now made his way up in the 3rd spot. That moves Ray Hall back to 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is the 29 of Bob Palmer. One spot out of a top 5 run is the 24 of John Devine. He sits 6th. 7th spot, John Filarecki. Sitting in 8th is the 51 of Jason Meltz. Down into turn number 3, Relier's going to work on the inside of Ganser now. Ganser right up behind Phil Wood. Got a 3-car battle shaping up here on the front of this one as they come to the halfway sign. Halfway home, maybe a 4-car battle as now Ray Hall pulls in on the backside of the 08 car. Don't count Bob Palmer out. Now it's a 5-car freight train as they work their way down off of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3, Al Relier lets Phil Wood know, I'm here, I'm ready, let's go, off turn number 4. They work their way down off the corner, Wood on the outside, Relier going to make a move down on the inside. Wood and Relier working down into turn number 1. Al Relier's car, one of the quicker ones on the bottom line. He's going to show it this time off turn 2. Relier going to work on Wood. He'll get the nose out in front. He'll clear him in turn. That is going to be the 315 of Ruthier sitting in 3rd. Jay Casey in 4th. Robbie Speed rounding out your top 5, but Vic Hopkins right there with him. Working their way down into turn number 1, coming up on some slower traffic. Casey and Corbin working up off of turn number 2. Here's Corbin looking down low. They're going to come up on the 81 of Milo Campbell. Campbell dead ahead of your leaders as they go to turn 3, forcing Casey up to the outside of the racetrack. Corbin going to do the opposite. He dives down low in contact. Cars together off turn 4. Going to be racing Jason hanging on to the number 1 spot. Casey, your leader. Corbin applying all kinds of pressure. Got another Casey right there behind him. Son and father in that order up in the high lane, bringing him down here on the front stretch. Robbie Speed back there in the catbird seat. He sits in 4th spot, 5th spot. Now Chad Jezio. Victor Hopkins trying not to lose touch with that lead top 5. We got trouble on your leader. Now it is Jason Casey slow up in turn 3. Corbin out in front as they work off of turn number 2. Final time down the backstretch. Corbin leading the way. Casey riding second. Robbie Speed got one last set of turns to try and make the move here off of turn number 4. Double checkers are in the air, and Jay Corbin will pick up the win. Corbin gets the victory.
Has given a signal to the drivers. We will see green this next time round. The red lights have been turned off. That's a signal to the drivers. Indeed, the green will be coming out. The field assembled here in the backstretch up into turn number 3. Steve Huff and the Steve Huff Motors 34 car. Mike King, the Kingfish, and the Armory Garage Toma Tire Machine. They are side by side coming down to Ronnie Rescott. He lets the green flag fly, and we are underway. The third car, Big Block Modified Feature, sees green here at the Lebanon Lifter for 2012. Everybody gets away good. We're running strong down the back straightaway. Everybody looking good, clean and green all the way down the back stretch as well. Coming on down around a complete lap number 1 with Steve Huff in command. Here's Robbie Pitcher. Now he'll drive to the inside of Armstrong. Way high, 3 wide, all the way through the West End, making his room up on top for the Ravina Rocket. Keith Flack, power move to the top side, taking it 3 wide. He'll do the same again here in the East End. Keith Flack on the charge here into the top 10. Exciting moves early on, and they sell it in Motors and Sayers Auto Wrecking Event. Dylan Scribner slows off of turn number 2 with the 10S car. He'll drive it down and pull it into the pit area behind the wall off the back stretch. Car into the wall up here in turn number 1. We've got a crash, and that'll go. He's got a third place run going, but Brett Hearn has been quickly coming up to the pack, and now Hearn is into the top 5 for the first time. First time we've heard from the Jersey Jet here tonight with 6 laps complete as Brett Hearn duels with the Kingfish and Matt Papello. Thinking about 3 wide up here in turn 4. Can't quite make that stick. Front 2 cars continue away here, nose to tail fashion. But look at this race for 3rd spot. Matt Papello's got the position, trying to close the door on Brett Hearn. Mike King is 3 wide off of turn 2. 3 wide racing. Hearn, Papello, and King. King continues way on the high side here, driving strong in the number 3 spot. Mike King has taken 3rd. Hearn is closing in now. Brett Hearn wants to be a factor here as we approach the halfway point. Steve Huff continues to lead. He started on the pole. He's led them all. Kyle Sheldon has been hounding him now. Looks like Huff will get away a couple car lengths, and Brett Hearn will challenge for the number 2 spot. Hearn all over the backside of Kyle Sheldon. Moving back into the picture is Mike King. King, a strong top 5 run here tonight. Here's Brett Hearn with a bid down to the inside of Kyle Sheldon. He'll try to get out of the inside. He does it, not without contact. Some contact up there in turn number 1, but Brett Hearn takes over. Here is Brett Hearn making a bid, but there are lap cars ahead here. Steve Huff will try to use that lap traffic to his advantage. Right now, the 77J, the flat crane 77J, being used as a pick right there by Steve Huff. Brett Hearn will follow through, so he'll be in the shadow of Huff here off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Race lead continues to belong to Steve Huff. Another lap car directly ahead of this battle between Huff and Hearn for the lead. That time by down in front, Brett Hearn had the lead here at the stripe. Hearn down on the inside. Lap traffic of Denny Soldis up ahead, and Brett Hearn will take the number 1 spot away here with 21 laps complete.
Red lights are turned off, ready to go. Our first budget Sportsman feature event of 2012 is underway. Down at turn number 1 they go. Chris Zagorski with a Freihoffer sponsored entry up on the front, hauling the bread down the backstretch as your leader.
They're making a 3-car battle.
Horde going to make it a 3-car battle up here in the turn number 3 as Liza Gorski still holding tough up on the front of this one. Liza Gorski will lead the way down here across the stripe. Sabia and Horde forced to pull in line behind him, and Liza Gorski sending it up to the high side once again, keeping the momentum going. And now here comes Sabia to challenge wheel to wheel.
Side by side, right up in front for the number 1 spot. Doesn't get any better than that, but Frank Horde may have the faster car as he sits behind those front 2 in 3rd, looking for a place to go. Yellow coming out on the Speedway here. Caution out situation up in turn number 4, a 4-car.
Off of turn number 2, here comes Frankie Horde making the charge on Michael Sabia. Down in the inside goes Horde. Sabia skates up off of turn number 4. They'll race to checkers that way. Sabia is going to hold off the challenge. Michael Sabia gets the win.